all the things that I've gone through in my life, I told you, I ended up right here where I am, and I wouldn't change a thing. Okay, because I needed that to unlock the possibilities, to unlock my consciousness and allow my consciousness to soar and breathe. Okay, we've caused so much constriction on ourselves where we can't breathe, literally, figuratively, metaphorically. Okay, and we can't breathe literally because there's just so much around us.
Welcome to the Evolution of the Consciousness podcast. Love is spoken here. With your host and guide, Michelle Carithers.
Morning, everybody. Evolution of the Consciousness. Love is spoken here. I'm Michelle Carithers. On this Tuesday, November the 21st, 2023, in the place to be, baby. I hope everybody's doing fantastic, magnificently, and marvelous, because I am. I just want to come on up on this nice, cool morning and, send out some universal love all over the stars and moon and mountains and let everybody know I'm thinking about you. Even if I don't know you, I still want to send you universal love and hope that you are safe and sound and you're doing the things that you want to do. And that brings me to this holiday week, the start of the holidays, wow. Again, when I was a younger woman, and moved out on my own, I was, I had my issues. Now, don't let me fool you. There was a lot of issues going on. A lot of it was to do dealt with my mental health, my stability, my financial stability, my mental stability, figuring out what the heck is going on. I was having I put out a video a while ago. I was angry a lot of times because, the finances were not there. I was angry because I knew that it was time for me to move out, but I felt like I wasn't ready. I felt like I wasn't ready. And I remember when I did move out on my own, I got my little studio apartment. That's probably why I love studio apartments, because it gave me the basic necessities of what I needed for my life. But I was struggling financially, not only struggling in my mentality and my consciousness, and just figuring out, like, man, what is this all about? What happened with my siblings is that they kind of went into careers where they were provided, certain things were provided for them, like the military. Some went into the military and some married into the military, blah, blah, blah. So, they had their basic necessities taken care of. So the military does offer discipline, but at the same time, there has to be some standards as well that uphold, if you want peace, okay, do the work. But if you want to continue to be in war, make that clear and effective to everyone, because that's the reality we live in, where it's constant war. And I don't remember a time during my life and during my parents' lives, let's say the last 200 years, where we have not been in war. I think military can be used for peace, but again, peace usually does not pay the bills, right? Most people earn their income through war. And I won't go into that on this holiday, the first week of the holidays. But the point I'm making is that when I got on my own, I had to really step it up. Okay, like I said, I was angry, and it's more so because of the finances. It's like, gosh, how can I get a handle on the finances? But then, I remember the moment when I started reading, and I'm telling you, when I started reading on subject matters that mattered to me and not what was taught to me in college and what I was told the courses I needed to take, that was the opening of a moment that will stay within me, because that's how I started to evolve myself. meaning that, hey, Michelle, it's all on you. I was single, and I loved that. And I was also adventurous, and I was, I wanted to discover and I was more um focused on, okay, who am I? What am I supposed to do? I don't want to be married. I don't want to have kids. What am I supposed to do? So I continue to ask questions and dealt with some situations. I put myself in counseling, as I said. I started meditation before I moved out of my parents' home, early 20s. And I just started the journey. Okay, I started the journey. And that's usually all it takes, really, is to be open to start a journey, to start moving forward. And I also was interested in taking up certain kind of courses and learning this and learning that. I started to kind of immerse myself into, what was the things that I wanted to do when I was a younger girl. When I was living at home, fantasizing and having my, wishful thinking and such. So it has to start somewhere. You don't have to, be concerned in whether you were had a structured journey, meaning like the military. The military is a structured journey. And so many people took that route, and they were able to travel all over the world, meet different kind of people. It sounds like I also considered it as well, but for certain reasons, I decided not to. It just sounds like it would have offered such an adventure and such a reality for a young mind. Like I said, and also to bring in some discipline. You need some discipline. But what happens behind the scene, out of the awareness of a lot of people that are in the military, is that there's this hidden agenda, and we won't go into that. But at the same time, sometimes you have to go into the mess of it all and see what you can pick up out of that. I said that yesterday on a video. Those of you that know my intentions and know my purpose, I know, and that sometimes you have to go into those entities that are causing a lot of mayhem and destruction in order to figure out, okay, what's really going on. In other words, you have to be on the inside and know, okay, what is really going on here? What is the picture they're attempting to paint towards me? Okay, why is there so much smoke and mirrors and a lot of fluffing of paperwork and pretending to be busy and running around, and sometimes you have to be in that kind of environment to see it, to believe it. Now, I say see it to believe it because a lot of people will not be able to grasp the agendas and the indoctrinations and the things that have been going on right before our eyes, below our feet, for decades upon decades upon decades. Because we were taught, to not ask the appropriate questions about things going on. So, yes, I know I have support from all over the world, and I appreciate their support, just like every other individual in my shoes, where we are attempting to spread universal love and spread the truth and spread some enthusiasm and some you know all the things that I've gone through in my life. I told you I ended up right here where I am, and I wouldn't change a thing. Okay, because I needed that to unlock the possibilities, to unlock my consciousness and allow my consciousness to soar and breathe. Okay, we've caused so much constriction on ourselves where we can't breathe, literally, figuratively, metaphorically. Okay, and we can't breathe literally because there's just so much around us. Privacy as we've known it doesn't exist anymore. Okay, uh, the so-called freedom is different, meaning you don't have necessarily the freedom to go out in the roadway and skateboard or ride your bike or without possibly putting yourself in some danger. Okay, or going out in the street and just running like a child. And we grew up being able to do that. In these environments now, I would not dare allow my child to go near a street. I mean, they speed through here. You hear it. They're revving their engines and they're just rooming through. I mean, just zooming through neighborhoods like they're on a freeway or something, and not recognizing that there's kids, there's animals, there's elderly, there's people that want to walk, there's some people that want to ride their bikes, but that's the most dangerous thing to do, in my opinion, to be attempting to ride your bike in these major cities. Okay, so it's I mean, I wake up with joy and enthusiasm because I know what it means to have free will. And the sooner you understand that and incorporate it in your life, you know, you're gonna feel the effects of restriction and being constricted in a way and being blocked and being told that you have to do this and told you have to do that without considering there anyone that attempts to block your options. I would pay a close attention to that. And what does that mean? Blocking your options as to how you want to self-educate yourself, what subjects you are interested in, what information you want to receive, whether you want to hear it, you want to see it, sense and receive it. I think it's important. At one point I thought, I understand that you really need to allow people to control their narrative and allow people to go out and say whatever they believe and let them fall on their own face when they realize that they have to take consequences for their behavior. If you keep interfering with that and not allowing people to take consequences for their behavior, then all we're doing is sweeping things under the rug and allowing our descendants and our children to deal with the after effects. Okay, the effects, the consequences. So speech is one thing, of course, but of course physical violence and intentional targeting people, okay, that ought to be uh, recognized as something that I am not going to tolerate on a physical basis of me being targeted physically or someone I love. Okay, like I said, I'm a protector and a defender and a lover, and sometimes that means you have to behave a certain way to protect yourself, but allow people to speak. Okay, we may not like it, we may not agree, but we do have the free will to dismiss it and move it on. And if it's causing, if so, I would pay more attention to what people are doing so much as what they're saying. Okay, and that's why it's important to be in the pyramid. That's why when I talk about the pyramids, those of you that know your intentions and purpose in the pyramid, you know why you're there. You need to get actual factual information. You need to see it, you need to hear it, you need to feel it and know what exactly is going on and not have assumptions. So when I say something about the pyramid, you know that I'm not directing it towards anyone individually. Okay? But again, when you have the right sounds and tones, your information strikes the appropriate individual or individuals. Okay, whether that is in a positive, negative, or neutral fashion. So, in other words, if you have the right sounds and tones, your information will strike the appropriate individuals, as I said, or individual. And we have to, if we choose to, take it off the personal and taking everything so personal and getting angry and showing a lot of rage and just not controlling your emotions. A lot of things are just not about you. Have you ever considered that? When people are getting angry and frustrated and in a rage, if they think someone's doing something against them, in most cases, you're doing it against yourself. Okay, so on this beginning of the holiday season, be more reflective if you choose to. Find the joy in being in your presence and not necessarily having to go somewhere all the time. You can. See, what I used to do is, because my family lived nearby, I would go to the city and see them eat, take a plate, but I would get out of there early so that I would have the time to spend to myself before I had to go back out in the rat race of work, because I worked in a field where, we didn't have the luxury of taking days off. I was in a field where I had to be to work. So be more reflective if you choose to. These holiday seasons usually bring a lot of sadness for people because they may have lost a loved one, there may have been an incident, there may have been some type of tragic event happening around these times, because we do become a little complacent, I think. We become a little reckless. Some become reckless, and careless, and accidents do happen because everybody's rushing around and wanting to buy this and buy that. A lot of people get themselves in much more severe financial strains. So be reflective if you choose to, and do some different do different things and create different memories. Again, with me, when I even though I was had my issues when I moved out, that was the best thing for me, because I had the control of how I was going to be conducting myself and what I was going to do. In other words, I was responsible and accountable, and that brought me some anxiety in the beginning, because I did have panic attacks when I moved out. But meditation helped to calm that. So I mean, I enjoy the journeys I've taken. I know at some, the journeys are fun and complex and filled with failures and success. That's what journeys are. And that's what journeys are meant to be, in my opinion. They're not going to always be, milk and honey. That's part of developing. But you do need to move forward through your journeys and get to a destination, and not keep putting off everything and hoping that everything will be perfect. That doesn't exist, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and read off some more. I guess you call them affirmations, to help you during your meditation, from a book written by Billy Meyer, because everything will resonate for you and activate you if you focus on what's happening inside of you. Okay, regardless of who's around you, regardless of where you are, regardless of what you're doing, to be conscious of what's happening inside of you. Okay, have a purpose, have an intention. Okay, um, and have expectations as well. Instead of hoping, have expectations, and have the certainty that they will come to fruition at the appropriate time. That's powerful to know that that's possible, to have the expectations and the certainty. So have it as a complete package there. Have the expectations and have the certainty that it will come to fruition for you. Okay? So let's go ahead and read you a few affirmations on this Tuesday, November the 21st, 2023. Abundant, positively balanced thoughts, feelings, and words form the poise of my consciousness, through which my inner prosperity are expressed. Daily, I nourish my thoughts and my feelings with dynamic fullness or richness from my consciousness. Okay. My healing thoughts and feelings are the medicine of my psyche and my consciousness. Let me repeat that. My healing thoughts and feelings are the medicine of my consciousness and my psyche. In my consciousness, I live with knowledge and the truth that the creational spirit, as well as its energy and power within me, is present within all things. The control over myself lets me be free from anxiety, fear, lovelessness, discord, and from all bad things. Let me repeat that. The control over myself lets me be free from anxiety, fear, lovelessness, discord, and from all bad things. And the last one here, within me is a great, massive, creative willpower through which I can accomplish all my works. So consider that. Consider affirmations that will be encouraging to you, loving to you, recognizing how your thoughts do matter. Your thoughts started. Control your emotions, control your feelings by checking your thoughts, asking yourself daily, what am I thinking about? Why am I thinking about this? How can I resolve it? If it's not bringing me the results I desire or the results that I want, I want to send peace and love. Evolution of the consciousness. Love is spoken here. I'm Michelle Carithers.
Thank you so much for listening to the Evolution of the Consciousness podcast. Please make sure to leave us a review. If you wish to ask a question to Michelle, you can leave her an email at msmichellecarithers@gmail.com.